Nation. And as you can see, we are back in the demo kitchen. Before I get started today though, just wanted to give a quick shout out to all the sponsors that helped make this possible. So a big thank you to The Cottage, to Coca-Cola, Eagle Distributing, Allen Energy, the Remington Hotel and Suites, the Poliat Group at Morgan Stanley, and Elizabeth and Alex Kennedy. Thank you so much, and thank you, Prize Fam, for tuning in. We're glad to have you all here. So, as I said, today I got a little something special for you. Today, we're gonna bake. And when I say bake, I'm kind of talking about like a pseudo bake, right? I'm not a big baker, but I have been craving, a crisp. So today we do apple crisp. And I'm doing apples today because I've got some apples on hand, but you can really, any fruit works. Apples are less expensive. My kids, I thought, would actually eat them, and they did for a while, but they decided they no longer like them. So my win, their loss, and I'm gonna eat all the apple crisp. All right, the first thing we need to do is to make our topping, and that is such an easy thing to do. All right, I've got a bowl here. I've got a cup of flour. I've got a half cup of light brown sugar. I'm gonna take a pinch of salt and using my best tools, hands. And I mean, you could whisk this together, but you're gonna get messy anyway, so why bother? Save that whisk. Now you don't have to wash it. All right, next thing I'm gonna add is a stick of butter, all right? This is room temperature butter. So I'm gonna use my hands to kind of smush it in. Sometimes people cut the butter in, kind of do it both ways. And if you are not a planner, ooh, that's pretty soft, it's totally okay. What you can do is you can cut your butter up into little cubes, and that'll help it kind of come to room temperature faster. Or you can even nuke it just a little bit, but don't go crazy. You don't want melted butter in this, all right? You kind of want to work it in. All right. And it'll clump, but I can also pop it apart. Now, to finish our topping, we're going to add some oats and some nuts. So the oats, I've got about 2 cups here, and the oats are actually what make this a crisp. So technically, to be a crisp, you have to have oats in there. If you don't have oats at home, it's okay. You are no longer making a crisp. You are now making a crumble. And I don't know if y'all have had a chance to ever look at the names for all like the crisps and cobblers and stuff, but it's kind of wacky. Anyway, this is looking pretty good. See? And you can kind of clump it together, but it still kind of falls apart. That's what I'm looking for. I've got about a cup of, believe it or not, these are almonds. I don't know why. I was getting real fancy one day and I needed blanched almonds, which just means the skins are off, but it doesn't matter what your almonds look like. They could be slivered, they could be sliced, they can have skin on. You can just do what I did and roughly chop them with your knife. You can use pecans, walnuts, whatever nut you have on hand, it's fine. All right, here we go. Now, what's cool about this, if we have any leftover the streusel topping, this crisp topping, it freezes really well. So you can always take whatever you have left over, throw it in a Ziploc bag, a little deli container, throw it in your freezer, and now you got some crisp topping ready for the next time, or even like a little baby crisp just for you. So now we're gonna need to do some fruit. Okay, so today we're gonna do apples for our crisp. I normally estimate about 1 apple per serving. So let's say 6 people, make 6 apples. Really, I could eat a lot. You can kind of dice up your apples however you want. What I find that kind of works for me, just to go fast, is I'll take off the top and bottom. And this just makes peeling easier. For whatever reason, sometimes I have a hard time like getting my peeler to catch, but if the peel's already gone, it just makes for really fast. And I mean, all I really did was take off that top bit of peel. And in a better world, I'd have a little bowl under me. So you want like a big chunk. So what I normally do, just kind of cutting right around the core, 4 pieces. All right. Doesn't give you much waste. All right. A couple of chunks. I mean, about an inch. There you go. All right. As you can see, I did these a little while ago. But we don't mind if they get just a little bit oxidized. We're gonna cook them, no one's gonna see anything. All right, so here's what I need to finish it off, all right? A little bit of lemon juice, I'd say about half a lemon. Guess I could have done this before. My apples would look a little less brown. Toss those through. Got some more sugar. I didn't have a lot of light brown sugar. It's okay. You can use granulated sugar for your streusel or your crisp topping. You can use brown sugar for the apples, but we're gonna mix it today because this is what I got. My light brown's almost out. So, I don't know here, guys. Probably a quarter cup of sugar. You can see this is a really measured exercise. Just tossing it. I added about a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon. Again, it's not something you have to measure super hard. The crisp topping, it's important. That ratio of flour, sugar, and butter. But for just tossing apples together, it's no big deal. If you have a little less sugar, it's a little less sweet. If you have a little more sugar, it's a little more sweet. And last but not least, I'm gonna add probably about 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. If you don't have cornstarch, it's not the end of the world. You can also substitute arrowroot or tapioca. It just kind of thickens it up a little. But if you don't have it, you'll just have kind of a little bit watery crisp. It won't ruin your day. So if you can handle it, it'll be all right. But that's all, right? We're ready for a crisp. All we gotta do is bake this sucker. So I have, what is this, an 8 by 8. Little 8-inch square baker. Just popping my apples in there. All right. And if my apples have leached any sort of liquid, just go ahead and pop it in there. All right. Now I can add my toppings. I like to kind of smush it together a little bit. I like those chunks. But if you like kind of a sandier toppy, that's okay too. I'm just gonna top it off. All right. And I made a little extra streusel because I like to have it on hand, right? But I'm just kind of making sure everything's covered as best as I can. That's that, y'all. So again, you could have another fruit in here, probably about 6 cups of fruit. Look, I even got about, I don't know, about a cup of streusel left. I mean, I could really pack it on and have thick, heavy streusel if I wanted to, but it's okay. I'll save it and then I can make like a little baby apple crisp for myself later one day when I feel like I deserve it and I only have 1 apple. All right, all I'm gonna do now is throw this in a 375-degree oven and wait for the deliciousness to come, okay? I wanna say 25, 30 minutes. It's about where we'll test it, okay? So see you in just a few. All right, guys, so I got my crisp out of the oven, about 20 to 30 minutes at 375. I'm looking for a nice golden brown top. At the end of baking, you should see all the juices inside kind of bubbling up, and that kind of lets you know it's ready to go. What do we need to know before we taste this? Not a whole lot. As you can see, crisp is pretty straightforward. The only measuring you really need to do are those first 3 ingredients of your topping. So the flour, butter, and sugar. 2 parts flour, 1 part butter, 1 part sugar, and you're good. If you have a little extra oatmeal, it's not gonna hurt it. If you don't have any oatmeal, it's okay. Throw in nuts, whatever kind of nuts you want. Your fruit, whatever fruit you want also works. You know, if you add more sugar, it's sweeter. If you add less, it's not. If you add more cornstarch, it gets pretty thick. If you add less, it gets pretty loosey-goosey. And other than that, I am ready to eat this. And that's what I get to do. Now, in a perfect world, I would have ice cream, but I don't. It's a bummer. So I do have something a little special. I have some creme fraiche I made, and hold on. Ta-da! I made creme fraiche the other day. And if you've never had creme fraiche, it's really just cultured cream, kind of soured cream that you can make yourself. You can buy it, or you can make it yourself. Cup of cream, couple tablespoons of buttermilk. That's your culture you're adding in. Stir it up, let it sit on your counter 24 to 48 hours, and once it's thickened, set it in your fridge and you've got your own creme fraiche. All right, I'm gonna eat this now. Yum. I like it. It's not too sweet. I don't need a super sweet thing. So if you want it a little sweeter, add a little bit more sugar, but that kind of hits the spot. Maybe it's a little bit fall. That's okay. I don't mind. Throw berries in yours. And for sure, make sure to throw up pics. If you are making these crisps and you've got your own little concoction, show it to us. We'd love to see it. And until next time, remember to like and share the PrizeCast. If you can't make it here for noon, just go on over to YouTube. All the episodes are there. Ding the bell, and every time we get a new one, you will get notified. All right, see you next time, and viva la prize.